In today's video, I'm going to show you guys and share tips with you on what you need to be thinking about when running certain defenses. Now, I'm in the Legends Division. We cruise to the Legends Division. We're staying in the Legends Divisions. We're 23 Super Bowls in. So trust me when I tell you, the tips that I'm going to share with you guys today works, okay? Drop a like on today's video, become members. The full scheme breakdowns that I use are in the members area. The Y off trips Pats is coming. We have Skimbo's offense and defense. We have the 3-3 Cub, the dollar, everything you have to learn. It's no longer do you want to learn or do you need to learn. You have to learn these schemes. So make sure you take advantage in the members area. Now, as far as offense, let's assume I'm just coming out and they're coming out trips tight end flex, PA crossers. And let's just say you're running 3-3 and you want to run Tampa 2, which is decent defense. When you're running the Tampa 2 defense, there's things you have to keep in mind. And I'm going to share these with you guys today as far as the adjustments you need to be thinking about. Because when we're coming out in the defense and our opponent sees that it's a cover 2 shell, and he's going to be able to tell once we get out in the field, if you're running a baseline set, you're running different things, right? You'll have the same look every single time. But a lot of people don't do that. They don't run base. They show that it's cover 4. They show that it's cover 3. They show that it's cover 2 all in itself. So what's going to happen is a good player, right, that's playing the game, they're going to see that they see 2D pass, which is the cover 2 shell. The corners are about 5 yards back. So they're going to flip the play on you, okay? Or they'll probably just come out like this already, and then they see that cover 2 shell. Now, what the good player's thinking about already, it's like, damn, okay, I can get the sideline. I can even get that post. If I can streak Y, I can get the post inside. But let's say I want to take a shot to the sideline, all right? So he's going to streak X, he's going to streak B, he's going to put Y on the out route, right? And then he'll go ahead and identify, because if he thinks you're in 3-3 and it's Tampa 2, he already knows to identify that the guy that's trying to come in on the blitz. Now, on the blitzing side of your defense, like I said, defensive tips, right? Typically what you're going to see a lot of is this right here. If your opponent sees that your defense looks like this, he's just going to audible to inside zone. And then he's going to make you pay right here. All right. So first thing you can do as far as adjustments for the defensive side trying to run the Tampa 2 is to go ahead and pinch your D-line and crash them down. And then you bring this guy here. Okay. Just like this. Now, if your opponent has his running back on this side, you want to make sure that the guy that's blitzing your corner is on the same side as the running back. Okay. I mean, on the opposite side. I apologize. Because if he runs inside zone, you have a better shot with that adjustment to stop the inside zone from happening or gaining a lot more yards. So, in a sense that we pinch the D-line crash, we bring this guy down. Let's say he flips the play. Once he flips the play, flip your play. Okay, that way this guy scoots to this side and you want him here. Okay, so you can pinch, crash down like this. All right, so back to where we're already stopping the inside zone. Now, the better player is going to have to think, okay, well, my inside zone's not working. What can I do next? All right, so next thing he's going to do is he's going to take a shot down the field. He already knows the weak spot of your defense, and that's going to be the sideline. So he'll send Tyreek Hill on the streak. He'll go ahead and put A like this because we're trying to go for the sideline. Or he could take sharp, motion him out, put him on a comeback route. What's going to happen there is we're going to leverage that deep path on the left side into going that way. Like, he's got no choice. Now, if you have the abilities where you can put sharp on the corner route, you're probably going to see the corner route. Now, this is one of the many options people are going to have against you, not to mention the corner routes and stuff like that they can use to hot route. But for the most part, what they're going to do first is they're going to try to attack you this way. And I'm going to just be on the defensive line. And you'll see that the weak spot of your defense, you can already see it's Tyreek Hill, right? Boom. And if it's not Tyreek Hill, it's going to be the sideline. All right, so here's where your chess match comes into play. I'm trying to break this down like you want to be running this, but you'll see that right here. The out route is going to force your cloud to stay with him. Okay, he'll drop back down this way. He'll come back. Well, actually, I already threw the pass, but you'll notice that the Slim Reaper is already going to be open as well. One of them is going to be open. Both of them aren't going to be guarded. Okay, so this guy's going to hit the sideline. You're going to pass lead it out here if they cover the middle. If they cover Tyreek Hill, then it's going to be out here on the corner. And that's the way they're going to do it. So here's how I play cover 2. This is just, you can do this if you want. You don't have to. But let's assume they flip the play on us. We flip the play. Right, there goes our slot corner with them. We want to take away the inside zone. We're going to press. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take B automatically and put him on a blue. And I'm going to go ahead and take A, put him on an inside third. Okay. Then I'll go ahead and put this down the flat like this. And then what I'll do with this guy is man up Y. So this is going to be my setup. I don't know why this guy came out here, but you want to put him here. Okay. And you can go ahead and play the hard flat for the drag. So if that other route comes on if the running back goes on a table, you have the hard flat. If anybody goes on a drag, you have the hard flat. So your coverage is going to be middle of the field to the left. Now, if the tight end goes on a corner, right? Let's say it's typically they don't run a corner route to the short side of the field with the tight end. However, I've been surprised many of times, right? So let's say he tries to run that same setup. Right? We have the same setup. We want to attack that end of the field. So what we're going to do is all we do is watch the middle of the field. That's pretty much it. Or we could dip to the tight end on the corner route. You know what I'm saying? So let's just see what happens here. With that same setup, goes back. Everybody's locked up on that right side now. Now he can't run what he wants. Alternatively, let's just say he comes out in a corner route. Let's say corner route, you're having trouble. I'm going to show you the best way. There's not a lot of ways to stop corner routes, but you'll see double in cell right here. Let's say you're running the same Tampa 2, just like this, right? And let's just say we have the flood concept. We're going to streak Y, just like this. That's going to be our read. And if we keep the play stock, you'll see how a flood concept can just cook. Right, you got Y. Well, this guy's coming around. And this is a good thing about the Tampa 2 is why I brought it up, because you can run Pat Pete like this, keep him out here. I would force him to keep him out here, which means you're going to force your opponent to block his running back and have to ID Pat Pete. So let's go ahead and set this up again. Right here. Yeah, you'll notice. Corner route heaven, son. Okay. Now you have options. You have options. Your first option is going to be setting your cloud flats to about 30. And I mean it, and hope that they play it, because the cloud flats in this game, well, let's just go ahead and set it to 30, bro. Okay, let's just see how it plays in the Tampa 2 defense. We'll run to the same play, doubles in cell, which is a really good corner route. So you're gonna run the streak with the flat combo. We're gonna block the running back. We're gonna go ahead and put this guy here. And then we can have sharp on a deep in route, just in case the user jumps to the corner. So we shade over the top. You'll notice that now the cloud flat should drop back 20 yards. Let's see what happens to the corner route. Boom, he's able to make a play. Now, did you guys see that in instant replay? Because I did. Once the better opponents are going to see that you're doing that, right? The flat's wide open. I mean, this is money. This is where the Mabels come into play, okay? We're going to go ahead and come to our zone drops. We're going to change our curl flats to about 5, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put curl flats to 5, all right? Same play. And I'm sorry, but this is the game of Madden, bro. You're going to have to adjust. You got no choice in the higher bracket. This is Legend Division stuff I'm trying to teach you guys. So we have our clouds that way. We're going to shade up. This time, we're going to put Fitzpatrick in a curl flat. And then we're going to go ahead and man up Y. Okay. So you're going to notice something that happens. Okay. If Tyreek Hill goes on a corner, I'm watching middle of the field. Go ahead and block the running back. I'm going to ID the mic on the guy that's blitzing like this. I'll go ahead and just use her. Well, actually, I'm on the wrong controller. Okay. Now, with our setup, with our zone drops the way we have them, let's see how the flood concept works. We got the curl flat out there. We got this guy out there, and there's not a lot there. Let's watch that in instant replay, and let's look at the coverage for that flat, for that concept. So remember that you can stop it from Tampa 2. The curl flat's there at 5 yards. The only problem with the curl flat is look what he does, bro. And what's crazy about the curl flat, I mean, he's there, but so is this guy, right? We manned him up, so he's manned up anyway. So if you see that the curl flat, you use the curl flat and you man him up, you can just go ahead and man up Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill will be the guy you man up, but good luck keeping up with this guy. You know what I'm saying? But he was on the corner route anyway. But just in case, I'm just saying there's just different setups and things, techniques that you can use to help you out. Now, the next thing is the better player is going to see that, right? And they're going to go ahead and streak X, bring Y on the in route. Block the running back like this, right? And then they can go ahead and leave Sharp on that corner. They go ahead and do this, and then they come underneath, and now you're cooked underneath, right? So how can you slow that down? Well, one of the things that you could do is you could take your hook curls and bring them down. You can even shade underneath by pressing Y or triangle for underneath. Your yellows in all zones will play underneath if you think they're going to try to hit you with something low. And they'll sit lower. You see that? They'll sit lower, and they are able to make a play because when you shade underneath, the players drop below their zones. Here's what I mean. You see the vert hook. If I shade underneath by pressing Y, triangle, right stick down, that vert hook will play on the bottom of his circle. So if you look at the circle, imagine that the player, if you shade right, which is outside, inside, over the top, that player is going to play on that edge of the circle. If you leave it default, he goes to the middle of the circle. But if you shade underneath, he plays the bottom of that yellow circle. So we're going to shade underneath, and let's try to run that adjustment again. You'll notice that he'll play at the bottom of his circle. You see that? So we try to run that. You can do that. Alternatively, you have the zone drops. Now, as far as your defensive side, you can even, people like the baseline, but I wouldn't, if you're running a cover 2, I wouldn't recommend baselining. You want people in key positions. But what I would do is I'd pinch the D-line, crash them down, and the QB contain, bring this guy into about right here, okay? You want him to have the contain art, and you're going to force your opponent to block his running back to make reads. So as we drop back, he can roll out. That's another thing you have to be careful with. He can roll out, he can make certain plays. So different adjustments. You want to compete at the top level, top 1% with the rest of us. You're going to need to learn these adjustments, man. You're going to need to be able to do it. This is why you pick a scheme and you stick with it. You don't change schemes. You don't, today I think I'm going to use 3-4. Today I'm going to use, no. You have to master one specific defense. And that's just one defense out of all of them. We could do a full breakdown with all of them if we wanted to. You know what I'm saying? But just to give you guys a glimpse, just some pretty much some basic setups to use the Tampa 2. But remember where you're always weak at. You always have to, the problem with cover 2 is you always have to worry about this B route, okay? That would be my base setup, man, to be honest with you guys, this, because I already know what they're trying to do. They're going to try to hit you on that outside. They're going to try to hit you up the middle. So you inside third, deep zone the other guy, and then you rock on with like your vert hook. You can even man up Y that way if he goes on the flat, and you can jump the flat. You can even man up X, bro. You can do all these things and use this guy, okay? And then shade underneath to force the hard flat. But remember, your zone drops are set to 30. So put them at default, man these guys up. That guy can't beat you where he wants. He can beat you on a post, though. That's one thing he can do is beat you on a post on the right side. Left side, it's going to be the tight end. And you just pretty much watch the middle of the field with your user. Just like this over here. You know what I'm saying? Or jump the corner route if you think you're slick enough, right? But that's it. Just wanted to share some tips with you guys. Some defensive tips. Something for you to think about. Become members. Take advantage of the stuff that's in there. Love you guys, man. Peace.